Hey guys, we had this week in junior senior class in our Zoom classes, we had a little wall kicking or chair kicking or just what I call it whenever you hold on to keep your balance so you can do some slow extensions, some stretching, some strengthening. I am more and more all the time just convinced that good kickers are on the wall, and they're not on the wall doing this stuff because they're good kickers. They are good kickers because they are spending time on the wall. I can think of a bunch of you guys who are the best kickers around, and you have done this, right? You have spent a lot of time on the wall. So I want that to just be more like a given that, hey, if you want to be good, you spend time doing this stuff. I wrote down a little programming for what I want you to do. Something like this takes, I don't know, maybe takes like 5 minutes or something, but you can do it a few times a week. You get really, really strong. Some of you think that you are not flexible enough, but actually the problem is that your legs aren't strong, right? Like it's not always flexibility that is the main issue. If you come in a little bit closer, I don't know, James, can you see that pretty well?
Yeah.
Okay, so we call this the Ultimate Wall Kick Guide. We're going to do some side-up dynamic stretches to just get ready, kind of as a warm-up for the muscles we'll be using. We're going to do some slow extension kicking. The numbers I've written in here are sort of medium difficulty, and I think you could build up from there if this got too easy. And then you've got the lock and hold, where you're still going to hold it out, but you're going to lock fast and hard. And then you have a finish. If you do have a training partner in your family, I know right now training partners are hard to come by, but if you do have one in your family, I've got a nice little stretching technique to kind of work on that end range of motion and get into some new territory with your stretch. And of course, you do always that kind of heavy stretching you do at the end. So I'm going to put Juliet through this whole thing. You guys can check out how it looks. James, have we got glare here? Should we close this?
No, not too much.
No? It's all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you're on the wall or your chair or whatever you're getting on here, why don't you come over here so you don't get that in there? You should get a little distance away from it, right? Like I don't want to be scrunched up against that thing, because then when I go to lean, I'm going to be banging into it and my foot won't go up very high. So Juliet's got, and you don't want to be too far away because you don't want to tip over. So she's going to throw side ups, and I said 10 on each leg. We'll go ahead and do this whole program, and you guys can follow it anytime you want to do it. You could just throw this video on and follow along, or we could screenshot the whiteboard, and then you could just remember how it works. But for now, let's go 10 side-up stretches. Juju, go ahead. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to catch this foot. Go ahead and do it again. 4, and pull the toes back. And, when you're on the wall, you can catch that kind of thing. You can work on those kinds of details. All right, keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's do the other leg. So you look over the other shoulder, lean, and go. 1, 2, really swing it. 3, 4. I'm going to catch again. You should feel these guys in your standing hamstring. This isn't a stretch for the leg going up so much, it's for the standing hamstring. All right, keep going. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, nice job. So now we're on to slow extension kicking. So what I like is to start with an upright chamber like this. Roll the hip over. Make sure that when you do that part that you don't drop your knee, because then your kick is sort of like a swoosh going upward. So as you roll your hip over, you keep your knee high. At that point, you put 2 hands on the wall, and then you push straight back behind you. Oops. You got 2 hands on there, Judy. That was good. You push straight back, and then you're gonna do that slowly, and you're gonna hold for 5. Okay, so let's all do that. So ready? Start upright. Start upright with just 1 hand on. Bring your knee up. Good. Now everybody pivot. Roll your hip over. Pivot and roll your hip over here, and then push and hold for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back in slow. Rechamber, yeah. And then Do it again. So ready, up, and roll over, and push it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rechamber, and down. And let's go again. Up, and out. Push it out. 1, 2, 3. She's got some strong legs here. 4, 5. We're going to pause here for a second. You've got these glute muscles. If you really roll over, then you're working on your big kind of glute max. But you've got these other smaller ones in here that are going to start to burn. And that's okay. That just means you're getting stronger. Don't let it get super painful or just dead. Like if they just turn off, then you're doing too much, okay? All right. We're gonna say you can do that other side. All right. I don't want the video to go too long, so you should do your other side. You can pause now and do that. And then I want to show you this third level. If we go back to the whiteboard, so now you've done your dynamic stretch, your slow extensions, and now we're going to do this lock and hold. So you're going to be punching out your foot really hard, like a real kick, but then trying to hold it there in place. Okay. So let's see Juliet do that. Why don't you do the other leg on this one, buddy? All right. So she chambers up, and I want you to actually kick out hard. Go, bang, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back in, and maybe get away from the wall a little bit. There you go. Okay, ready, chamber, and punch it out. Bang, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back, and punch it. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a nice looking kick. And 2 more times. Ready, punch it. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll show you something that might happen to you. You might punch that, rechamber. You might punch that out, boom, and then it drops a little, right? And then, but by practicing this, you'll get to where it just wham, and it stays there, all right? So 1 more time, ready, punch it, bang, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome job. A high five in your dirty sock. Okay, let's look at this last thing. So if you don't have a partner, just do that, man. That's very awesome. You could sit in the splits for a minute afterwards, but this is, after all, the ultimate wall kick guide. So I want to show you the ultimate kind of way to finish this up. She's going to give me that foot, okay? And we're going to punch it out, and we're going to raise this up until she tells me to stop. Let's pretend that you have to stop, okay? Pretty flexible. Okay, I'm going to support behind my partner at the ankle and at the knee. I like to give them a lot of support. And I'm going to have Juliet push down against my hands, and I'm not gonna push her up anymore. I'm just gonna resist her pushing down. So we're gonna get this isometric kind of contraction right there, and we'll do that for about 10 seconds. Ready? Push down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Really tighten up everything. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we relax, and guess what? If we go really, really slowly, we should be able to get a little bit more out of that stretch. And then as long as you don't cramp up on the top of your leg here, you can hold that another 30 seconds or so on the top. So it's get to the highest point, push down for 10, and then relax and see if you can just inch it up, and then just hold in that new position for 30 seconds, whatever. Do both legs, and if you hit this maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week, something like that, every other day kind of a deal, I think you would, in no time, have some really, really strong kicks. Okay? Good work.